This is the J Pitt Show.
Let's talk a little bit of kind of a 2025 wrap. So what's it look like the team's going to do and the brokerage?
Yeah, so
obviously there's going to be closings before the end of the year, but
yeah, we'll be in the vicinity on the team of 175 million in sales, which is where we've been the last couple of years. We've had, the genesis of the team was always grow agents to be able to spread their wings and then have the brokerage for them to remain and continue to help them build their business after the team no longer became the place for them.
Yeah.
So this year's no different. We've had, agents grow and move on and continue to do well with the brokerage, which, I feel extremely lucky to be able, to continue to mentor these agents there. So we always have a deficit that we've got to cover when each year starts. And one thing I'm really supremely proud of is the fact that we've been able to do this year after year after year and never once lost in volume, never once taken a volume step back year. Yes, we've been aided, like I said before, by the fact that we can do fewer transactions because of higher prices. But we've been very efficient in terms of how we run our business. We've been able to reduce expenses. We've been able to hold revenue steady. So the company remains very profitable, 170-ish million in sales. It'll be, north of, I don't know, it'll be close to 600 units.
Wow.
Marcy posted, I'll find our post from the end of November, and then we can kind of go at it from there. Let's see.
So you were talking about, the goal of the teams, grow agents and
yes,
have the brokerage for them to grow more.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I was just looking at my Remax portal, and one of the goals I had was Hall of Fame before I turned 30. Turned 30 this year, and I'm not far from it.
Yeah,
I'll hit it next year, but
sure.
And I basically took a year off from selling real estate, so
yeah,
I would still say pretty good, getting close there. But I'm almost 8 years here, which is
kind of wild, isn't it?
It'd be
Time
fun.
flies.
There should be a separate company party for decade-long members. It'd be a fun party.
Well, how about we just wait 2 more years and we go to Vegas for R4 and then we can celebrate there.
Well, so I plan on going. Obviously, I'm not going to go to this one in 2026, but 2027 for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, let's do that.
So,
626 closed and pending at the end of November, which basically means that we should be somewhere near that.
Yeah.
It probably will be north of 600, just north of 600, because not everything, some will roll. But we run anywhere from 50 to 75 pendings at a time this time of year. And so I would imagine we're right at that.
Yeah.
Right at that 600 close number for, like I said, 170 million in sales, which is about where we've been. But as high as 175, I think that should be right where we're at. The brokerage, again, very similar to last year, north of 500 million, probably like 520. Looking at like 1,900 transactions as a company, pretty spectacular.
Yeah,
will keep us solidly in the most productive real estate firm in town in terms of units sold. We will be second, I would imagine, without challenge, to volume per agent, second to Sotheby's. Obviously, they're a luxury company. What a lot of people don't know is on average, their company has about 30 years experience. They have, their agents have very experienced.
yeah.
So, I mean, as a company, they launched about the same time we did. So they're a 10-year-old company with agents averaging 30 years experience. So they've obviously done a really good job of recruiting high-end luxury agents away from other firms throughout their tenure. And yeah, when your average sales price is $700,000 as a company, like you're going to have more volume if you do any sort of unit sales, and they do. So very good company, but they're not anywhere close to us on units per agent. So very proud of that.
Yeah, well, it's awesome, man.
It's like we Like copy paste last year,
Yeah.
copy paste. Like
Yeah.
a few less units probably on the team than we were last year. Virtually the same in the brokerage.
It's just kind of the nature of the market, though.
It is. It is.
And when I feel like, and I could be wrong here, but when I feel like some other places or agents have maybe struggled a little more this year, like, it's not bad to stay right where you
Every
were.
single year we look at, the rankings and we see people pull back,
Do you think the brokerage market's saturated a little bit? Just meaning there's more out there.
It really depends, man. Okay, so let me tell you this. I was examining the numbers of another local brokerage here recently. And I don't want to say who it was. I don't think that would be wise.
No.
But I will say, and I'm not going to quote
I'm
numbers.
not legal counsel, but I would advise against.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm not going to say specific agent count, but I will say one of the larger firms in town. Okay. And I'm going to be vague enough in that. And I was examining their numbers for their agents individually and just curious, right? Like they're not a comp for us. They have significantly more agents, like multiples more, right? We're at 110. They have multiples more than we do. Okay. But basically, like they had a substantial portion of their agents that had not closed a single transaction. 42% to be exact.
Whew.
42% of their agents had not closed a single transaction on the year. Not only that, they had barely, like, less than 100 million more in sales than us, with multiples more agents. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like, we do 500 million. 100 million would be 20% of our business. They have multiples more. Like you could take our agent count and multiply it by a number, and that's how many agents this company has. And they 8% more sales.
Yeah.
9% more sales. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It like this to me wasn't an indictment on the company as much, but take it how you will. As much as it is an indictment on how many unproductive agents are there out there? How many agents are out there? We already know, and we kind of scoff at the fact that like Greater Louisville Association of Realtors average per agent is like six transactions. So I don't see how you survive. I mean, on average, does that mean that Greater Louisville Association of Realtors agent is not full-time on average? You can't survive on 6 transactions, 7 transactions, whatever it is. I just don't get it. I don't see how you can go a full year and pay the expenses to be a member of the board, pay your license and errors and omissions insurance, pay your CE costs, spend, I suppose since they have no business, they're spending no money to try and find business. But even then, you're talking $3,000-$4,000 per year to receive no return on investment, negative return on investment.
Yeah.
I just, sheesh, I didn't know what to think about that.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about. I still think they should raise dues. I think other people disagree, but it's definitely gotten more expensive to keep your license over the years.
Yeah, it has, but it's still abysmally low.
Yeah.
For the seriousness that the career can have. Mm-hmm. I mean, I recognize, and this is just like, it's enlightening to me. No wonder the consumer feels like we're not worth what we charge. No wonder.
Yeah.
A good portion of the consumer base thinks that we're a joke.
Yeah.
Like, how are you an agent and you go 12 months without doing a single transaction? Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I don't know why you keep the license, but
doesn't make any sense.
I guess it looks better for saying you're top 3% in GLAR.
I don't. I mean, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it.